Hi, and welcome to Rowlett on the Water on the Move. This is the November edition, and I'm Todd Gottell, Mayor City of Rowlett.
And I'm Linda Umble, City Manager.
This show is produced entirely by city staff and can be seen on Rowlett's own television network, RTN 16. You can also see us 4 times a day, 12 a.m. and 12 p.m., 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. You can find us on the YouTube channel by going to Rowlett Texas Video, or go to rowlett.com to our streaming video page. You know, as you can see from the background, Linda, this episode's all about DART.
Yes, the DART Blue Line officially opens in downtown Rowlett on Monday, December 3rd. We've only been
Let's
waiting.
say that again, Monday, December 3rd. It's hard to believe.
We've only been waiting 30 years.
That's exactly right.
So we're delighted.
And of course, in this upcoming month, we have 3 huge events happening on Main Street as well in downtown Rowlett. And one of those events, of course, is to kick off the DART Light Rail event.
Yes, it is, and we have kicked into what I would say to you is the planning mode for all 3 events. But the major event that's going to be the most important for our public, Saturday, December 1st.
That's right, December 1st from 3 to 6.
That's it. There will be a soft opening by DART, and rides will be free from downtown Garland into Rowlett. There's going to be a carnival. There's going to be food. There's going to be craft booths. So there'll be lots and lots and lots of things to do all afternoon from 3 to 6.
And can I say the next one? Because I'm excited about this, because this is the holiday season.
Yes.
Not only do we have DART, but part of the celebration is we're going to do Light Up Main as well.
That's exactly right.
We're looking forward to that.
You
now,
bet.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we are going to have our tree lighting event, but Santa's going to be in attendance.
That's
He's
good.
going to come earlier this year.
That's
because
good.
we anticipate there are going to be quite a few more children participating. So I think Santa's going to arrive about 3:30 in the afternoon.
Really? Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be really nice.
So we'll have Santa
we've been
all
a couple
afternoon.
of these that are like bitterly cold and ice.
Well,
so I think during the day is really great.
You know, I'm hopeful that it's cooler
Yeah.
than it has been all summer. But, you know, we have waited a long time for DART, and it's hard to believe that it's here. And that really is a way for us to celebrate finally. Because this really, I think, is an important culmination for this community. This time last year, we were anticipating that PGBT was going to be opening after 45 years. DART's going to be here after 30 years. And this really is an important time for this community to celebrate its commitment to its vision. And it is, I hope, a very positive day for us to celebrate and really, as a community, come together and say, I hope this was worth the wait.
Well, I'm excited. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be a terrific event. And also upcoming, you know, for November, Friday, November 9th, we have our Veterans Day ceremony. I love that ceremony. It's very touching. We have a great opportunity for just to thank the veterans for their service.
You bet.
You can join us at Veterans Park as of course we recognize and honor all of our own local veterans. Our Veterans Day is a time when the community gathers together to give thanks to all those that have dedicated and served this country.
You know, Veterans Park, for those that don't know where that is, that's 3900 Main Street. It is on the west side of the library, and if the ceremony is rained out or it begins to rain, which we've had happen to us in recent years, it moves to the City Hall Council Chambers. And to your point, Mayor, this is a very poignant opportunity for us to say thanks to those that have dedicated their life and continue to serve this country. And we strongly encourage everybody in the area to attend. We've had these in various days during the week, depending on when Veterans Day falls, but we're going to do this on a Friday afternoon in hopes that more people can attend.
Yeah, I'd like that, because, you know, we hear from a lot of people with the schools and stuff like that. We'd like to be able to attend, but we usually have it early in the afternoon. They can't get out of school, so I think by moving the date, I think it'll be terrific.
You bet.
Now, our Holiday Parade and Festival is also coming up.
Yes.
You know, that's downtown Rowlett, of course, 4000 Main Street. It's on November 17, 2012, and it runs from 10 to 1. I look forward to that.
You bet. Mainstream comes alive with children's activities, food, music, photos with Santa, and fun. So make sure you grab your seat early on Main Street to watch the noon Exchange Club's 26th Annual Holiday Parade on Main Street.
And the thing that amazes me, we get thousands of people show up for this event. I
bet.
love it, with the kids lining the street and all the different parade floats that are there. And we have over 50+ entries in the parade, and it goes through downtown Rowlett. And of course, sponsorships and marketing booths are also still available. So we look forward to that. That's a lot of fun.
Yes, and we had an important retirement here recently on October 31st. Our fire chief, George Harris, retired from community service. It is important to recognize that George has been in the city of Rowlett as an employee since 1985. George worked his way up through the ranks.
I graduated in high school in '84.
Well,
he said that's a long time. So.
we can officially say it has been a while, but George worked his way up through the ranks of the fire department, and as you are aware, if you've lived here for any period of time, George was the assistant city manager, the deputy city manager. He served as interim city manager for several occasions and truly has had a tremendous impact on this community. And one of the things that we did during his ceremony was show a video tribute. So we're going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to show you the video tribute to George Harris and his contribution to this community. When someone permanently retires from a career in public service, I believe it is important to acknowledge their whole career, not just the last segment. Truly, the whole career provides a lifetime of perspective, knowledge, and the wisdom of been there, done that, and here are the things you should look out for. So with that in mind, I believe it is important to acknowledge George's entire career, not just his time in Rowlett, because those 45 years of service have all been in positions of serving the public with the distinction of being considered essential personnel. Essential personnel means that you must go always when duty calls, regardless of the important personal obligation or holiday that may be on the calendar at that time. George started his career in public service in 1967 with Bell South, back when Bell System was a monopoly and you still received great personal service from the phone company. George worked for Bell until 1985. During his 18 years with Bell, George received a strong foundation in the importance of quality customer service and safety, attributes that are an important part of who George is today and have served him well his entire career. Because he was considered essential personnel, weather events, for which Texas is famous, assisted in adding great stories to George's growing repertoire. A lot of the work George was involved in during this time with Bell occurred in the downtown area of Dallas. I love to ride with George if we're going to this area because he appreciates history and has the ability to bring the past to life in his storytelling. Every old building has a story and is tied to some interesting element of Dallas's unique and rich past. During this time, George also served as a reserve officer with Dallas County Sheriff's Department in 1978 before joining the Rockwall County Sheriff's Department in 1979, where he served as a deputy sheriff until 1985. As a deputy sheriff, George continued to serve the public, this time in the capacity of law enforcement, which provided George a unique perspective of understanding and interpreting laws and regulations, perspective that he would draw upon in Rowlett in future years as fire marshal, interim city manager, and as fire chief. This time in George's career added yet more stories for his growing repertoire that makes George a great asset to any conversation. I love it when George tells a story of his days as the deputy sheriff to make a specific point in one of our discussion. It adds yet another layer to the perspective that makes George an important resource that we have come to count on as an organization. As deputy sheriff, again a position considered essential personnel, George took an oath to protect and serve, an obligation that he took very seriously then and is still psychologically bound to this day. As the saying goes, once a cop, always a cop. In 1985, George joined the city of Rowlett, a place he calls home. He joined Rowlett Rescue on November 1st, 1985 as a fire recruit. What a great day that was for the citizens of this community and this organization as a whole. During George's 27 years tenure with Rowlett, he has had numerous positions and touched countless people, either as a co-worker, coach, mentor, lifesaver, hero, or friend.
Well, when I started in 1981, there were 5,000 people in town. It was very rural. We often got calls not by an address, but by a particular person's barn on the corner of a street and a color of a barn. We didn't have a lot of resources, so when we were out there, a lot of times we were by ourselves. What George brought in was being a sheriff's deputy. He was already poised later on to become an arson investigator, and he brought that experience to us because early on in the volunteer career, George started learning the fire service, and George became a student of the game, a student of the fire service, and all throughout his career you always saw a book in his hand. George would just study a subject until he mastered it, and as he progressed up through his career, becoming a firefighter and paid firefighter in 1985, and for about 5 years there, he became a driver engineer for a short time before he made fire marshal. George created a lot of procedures, developed the fire code, created the commercial building inspection program, fire prevention program, and a lot of these operations we still use today. And it doesn't matter what the complaint is from a citizen or what their need is. They always call, and they don't ask for the fire chief. They'll ask, I need to talk to George. And he's always referred to as George, and his ability to make friends with the customers we serve is really an attribute that is awesome. George's ability to listen intently and quietly, and then the advice he gives, the business advice he gives, always seems to be right on. And he's always able to take that which is going on, no matter how difficult the storm is or the problem is, and put us back on track. And that's a really calming effect that he has within the administrative team. Well, George, I wish you well, and keep your phone handy, and I do know where you live.
I've known George Harris since 2003. During that time, George has served as fire marshal, assistant city manager, interim city manager, deputy city manager, fire chief, interim city manager, and finally fire chief. In addition to formal titles, George has also served unofficially as confidant, counselor, advisor, chief budget officer, and well, you get the picture. The list goes on. With so many hats and a career that has spanned so many decades, I have truly found George to be the most interesting man in the world. In the 9 years I have known George, I have found him to be a man of high integrity and strong moral character. No matter what crisis he had to manage, George never got rattled. Somehow he just got everybody lined out, worked his way through the issue, and made you feel like it was your idea when it was done. How does he do that? George and I have worked on many budgets together, many of which had to be cut and caused us to take sides to allocate funds between one department or another. George was one of the few people I have worked with that did not see the allocation of resources as a turf war. Again and again, he evaluated the needs of the community and the organization to determine where best we needed to align our budget resources to do the most good. You can't say that about most city executives, much less fire chiefs. In the span of a career, it is interesting the people you meet and the impact they have on your life. Sometimes there are shared experiences that cause you to bond with people and see them in a different light than what you see on a day-to-day basis. One such experience for me was the budget process in the summer of 2007. In May, we were told to bring a balanced budget to the City Council. In June, we were told to identify $1 million in cuts in preparation for the budget work sessions. But on the third night of the budget work session, staff was given 1 week to cut $4 million. There was no crisis, no logical impetus to make it happen in that time period. A lot of people would have thrown up their hands and say, I give up. But that's not who George is. He provided a quiet sense of leadership that allowed everyone else to vent, cry, and throw tantrums and then do it all over again. But you didn't get to see that from George. Through it all, he was rock solid and very empathetic to not only the people who were losing their job, but also to those of us who were remaining behind, who were losing friends and co-workers. I cannot begin to tell you how much I appreciated the way George gave us the rest of the permission to grieve while he had to lead. George, you and I have shared so many experiences. I have seen how much you care about this community and how deeply you care about the people who work for you. I want to take this moment to tell you how much I respect you, how much I look up to you, and how proud I am to call you friend. Good luck and Godspeed.
When I started in the fire department in 1993, I was in the old fire station that was on Main Street with Chief Joe Howard and Fire Marshal George Harris. I knew very little about computers back in those days, especially WordPerfect. One day I was typing a letter for Joe Howard, and every time I typed the word chief, up came slave driver. I tried to retype, and the slave driver came up again. I hollered out, help. And what did I hear? I heard George Harris in the other office. He was laughing his head off. Finally, he came in to help me. He had been playing with my computer on autocorrect, so every time I typed the word chief, his little word of slave driver came up. Well, the joke was on me. Chief Harris has been a friend of mine for 20 years. We have daughters the same age, and we've shared stories about the kids, and we've had adventures through the years all about the work. Our friends at work are our family. We've all shared on ups and downs, and it's been a comfort of knowing that someone is always there to listen. He's a friend. When asked to step up to the assistant city manager and then the interim city manager position, he did. But finally, he came back to the fire department as our fire chief. For 3.5 years, it's been an honor to have him as my slave driver. Going to miss you.
I met Chief Harris years ago, back in probably '83. He worked as a Rockwall County Sheriff's Deputy, and I worked for Care Flight Ground Ambulance East out of Rockwall County. And we met at a traffic accident scene. The city's going to really miss a good man, because he's not only has he started out as a firefighter, EMT. Years ago, he ran the planning DSB building. He was in charge of planning and zoning. He was in charge of the building inspections. He was in charge of code enforcement back then. What I'm going to miss about George or Chief Harris is some of the guidance that he gave me through some of the stuff in my career, not only in work, but through some tough times that I had in my life.
George has got a lot of knowledge, I know, just in the fire department. Environmental studies, when we get calls about, oh, was there a spill or something on this land? I mean, he remembers calls, incidents that have happened years and years ago. So,
of course, in the city manager's office too, he's got just years of knowledge of everything that's gone on throughout the city. So dedicated to the city and to the employees. He's been just a wonderful, as you said earlier, resource for every department and many employees. I think a lot of us can call George a friend. I know I do. Always wanting the best for the employees. I will miss the most George's funny stories. He's just a funny guy and has had, if it's happened to anybody, it's happened to George. And he's got a story to tell, and it's always funny, and he can always make you laugh. I will miss that greatly.
Of all the roles that George has had during his 27-year career in Rowlett, he will tell you the best job he has had was fire chief. He told me on the first day that I started in Rowlett that given the choice to run into burning buildings or be city manager, it was an easy choice for him. He would take running into burning buildings any day of the week. There have been days that I would have to agree with George and would have gladly traded positions. On a personal note, George has been a great source of strength for me. There have been more than a few challenging days since I arrived in Rowlett. Because George has been city manager, he has a unique perspective that only a small group of people truly understand. I quickly learned to count on George because he has an unyielding passion for this city, our organization, and our citizens, which has made him a great confidant to discuss and debate issues. Once you are a city manager, the role forever changes the filter on how you view issues and judge a community. Again, this role created a level of ownership in George to keep this city running smoothly at every level on a daily basis, regardless of who is ultimately responsible. I will definitely miss being able to count on George as an extra set of eyes and ears that views this community from the holistic perspective as only a city manager sees. During George's tenure in Rowlett, there have been countless times that as essential personnel, he has had to leave his family and their important personal obligations to serve this community during an emergency that required his presence, whether as a firefighter, fire marshal, city manager, or as fire chief. All roles that are just a few more examples of the oaths that he has taken along his career where he accepted the duty to protect and serve, a duty he has faithfully executed in Rowlett for 27 years. I have known for several years that George planned to retire this year, so you would think I would have gotten used to the idea by now. However, that simply isn't the case. I've been telling myself for weeks now that I was writing his retirement speech, not his eulogy. I have a personal philosophy that public service is a privilege, not an entitlement. While a community is entrusted in our care, we have a responsibility and duty to leave it better than we found it. There is absolutely no doubt that George is leaving Rowlett and all of us better than he found us. Thanks for your 45 years of service, George. Job well done. Please join me in honoring George and his 27 years of service with the City of Rowlett.
And we're back, and staying with our theme, here are some videos produced by DART on how to ride the train and to buy a ticket.
Hi, I'm Tina, and this is DART's new ticket vending machine. I am here to give you an overview of the functionality of this new machine. You still have the capability of purchasing a single, ride, or a day pass, but now you have the ability to purchase a 7-day and a 31-day pass. These passes are good on the date of purchase. You still have the ability to insert cash using denominations up to a $20 bill, but now you have the capability of purchasing with a credit card or a debit card. You must have the Visa, MasterCard, Discover Card, or American Express logo on your credit card and debit card in order to use it in our ticket vending machine. When purchasing a pass, you now have the ability to purchase up to 5 passes or tickets doing one transaction. Additionally, if you have a day pass voucher, you can now validate your day pass voucher right at the ticket vending machine. Over in this corner here, where you see Validator, you can insert your day pass voucher exactly the way the picture shows on the ticket vending machine. Simply insert the ticket, and it's valid on the date that the ticket was inserted. Other features of that ticket vending machine include the audio feature that allows you to listen to your transaction in detail. You may also insert a headphone over in the right-hand corner when listening to your actual transaction. The machine also gives the capability of changing from English to Spanish. Now, you're ready to purchase a pass or a ticket from DART's new ticket vending machine. I'm Josie, and this is DART's new ticket vending machine. I'm going to show you how easy it is to purchase a day pass. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Select your ticket type, local, day pass. 2. Insert your cash. Keep in mind that change will be given in coins only. 3. Collect your ticket and your change. You are now ready to ride DART.
There goes DART's new Super Light Rail Vehicle, or SLRV. Welcome to Cedar Station. My name is David Ehrlicher. I'm the Chief Architect and Assistant Vice President for DART. And I'm here to tell you about an exciting new improvement in our system. We're going into a level boarding mode of operation here at DART, and I'd like to tell you about that. The SLRV that you just saw departing the station is the new fleet, the new retrofitted fleet here at DART. You may recall that back in 1990, we used vehicle technology that was available at that time, where the floors of the vehicles were about 40 inches above the top of rail. So we would have all customers board from the platform up the step wells to the vehicle, except for our passengers who required the use of wheelchairs. In that case, we would ask you to go to the end of the platform to a special use platform. That's no longer the case. Low floor technology is available. We want to take advantage of it. But our vehicles aren't old enough to retire yet. So what we've done is introduce a new low floor center section into each train. When vehicles pull up to the platform, you have an opportunity to board level from the top of the platform to the floor of that low floor vehicle. Now, our platforms were all built at 8 inches above top of rail. For new stations, that's not a problem. We're building those new stations 16 inches above top of rail. But here at the Cedar Station, that serves the red and the blue line, we've had to do something different. The platforms are only 8 inches above top of rail. What we've done is we've constructed a new mini special use platform where the walkway slopes up 8 inches, levels out with those new low floor doors, and then levels back down again. It's a mini hump in the platform. So now, when you arrive at a red or blue line station, you do pretty much the same thing you do today. You come to the center of the platform. You look for the ticket vending machine where you purchase your ticket. The ticket vending machine also has the name of the station on it. It also has the name of the station in Braille. You come to the center of the platform, you find that special warning strip at the edge of the platform, and instead of going all the way down to that 40-inch special use platform at the end of the platform, you can now just go to the mini special use platform under the canopy to board the train. It'll be more convenient for customers who are using wheelchairs, more convenient for customers who are using strollers or luggage carts, more convenient for all of us. Now, if you're interested in seeing what's going on at the Green Line, come follow me. Welcome to the Green Line. We're here at the Baylor University Medical Center Station, and I'd like to tell you how to prepare for level boarding on our Green Line stations. If you want to be positioned to board the train at that low floor center section in the middle of the train, then you want to be at the middle of the platform. So when you arrive at the station, you find the center crosswalk, you find the ticket vending machine. The ticket vending machine is in the middle of the platform. It's under a canopy. It's under the canopy in the middle of the station, and this is right where you want to be. Go ahead and wait for the train under this canopy, and when the Green Line train pulls up, the low floor center section doors will open up right here at this center canopy. And that'll work at all of our Green Line stations, and it'll also work at the new Lake Highland station on the Blue Line. So welcome to level boarding, a more convenient way to access our system for everybody.
Recently, our fire department hosted some joint emergency training in an effort to be prepared when DART rolls into Rowlett on December 3rd. We're going to show you a short video of how that emergency training went, and it's hosted by our Fire Marshal, Brian Beckner.
Right now we're sitting at the Garland training field. We're meeting with the Garland Fire Department and the Rowlett Fire Department is having a joint drill on the new Rowlett Creek DART Blue Line Bridge. What's going to happen is we're going to simulate that we have a train derailment or a lightning strikes the train or something, and we're going to see prepare us for Garland extrication and Rowlett extrication to help us prepare just in case something ever happens on the DART line train. Hopefully nothing ever will happen, but this helps train us, to educate us, to figure out what we need our strong points are, what our weak points are, and how to help us better our citizens for both Garland and Rowlett if the train should ever have an accident or need emergency personnel on it. On the track, we will have several blue lights, phone indicators. I'll show those to you as we get there on the track in case of emergency and how to use them. We did find out the other day that the phone lines were out of order. They should be corrected today. If not, they will be in the near future. We have Rowlett Station number 1 and Rowlett Truck Company number 4. I believe we have also Garland's Battalion Chief. We have Rowlett Engine number 1. This is a joint city operation. Anytime there's an accident on the Rowlett Creek Bridge, Blue Line Bridge, we will have both units will respond. Garland will respond and Rowlett will respond. Rowlett's responding point is the old driving range on Lakeview Parkway.
I'm going to move right left.
Okay, what they're doing now is they're getting ready to make what they call a recon. We do know that we had, in this drill, and this is only a drill, at this time we have a train that has jumped the track, has hit somebody, and we also have a down power line. The catenary lines that control the DART train are down. I'll show you that in just a second. And the first engine company at this time has gone on what they call a recon to find out how many people are hurt, who's hurt, and what extra equipment they will need. What we'll do now is we'll walk up close to it and we'll see what's going on, and I'll try to describe it as we go along. What we're doing now, the medics will go ahead and bunkering up. We don't know if there's an actual fire yet, but they're going to go ahead and put on their air packs and their bunker gear to protect them if there is a fire. As you can see right here, we have Chief Martinez, Battalion Chief Martinez, Assistant Chief Don Poovey, and a DART representative. They're talking at this time to find out what's going on, if they know anything, is there anybody's hurt, what could be hurt. In the background, you'll hear my radio, and we'll kind of listen to everything as we go along to see what's happening. Okay, they just told them that they have an actual working fire in the bottoms of the creek area due to the down power lines. Evidently the power line must have fell off and sparked. Now remember, this is just a drill, so we will not have any fire or any actual smoke. This is called our Tactical Incident Command Board, and what he's doing is on the left you can see that has GFD, that's Garland Fire Department Engine 1. They're doing water, Truck 9, and they have a medic unit. Also, if you notice right here, we have the diagram of the track. This is Rowlett Creek. This is where the train is down. on right now. We have, these are what is on scene and what's been set up and what's happening. If this had been an actual emergency, this is the standpipe system that we would have hooked up to. We would have laid 945 feet of fire hose from Lakeview Parkway all the way down here. The first incoming engine would have hooked up here, and then they would have laid a 5-inch line, two 2.5-inch fire hoses to these right here, and supplied water to the personnel on the bridge. When we get on the bridge, I'll be able to show you the I believe Garland's going to be the ones fighting the fire today, so we'll actually show you the standpipe system working from the Garland side. All right, this is the beginning of the Rowlett Bridge from the Rowlett side. Rowlett Blue Line Bridge, Rowlett Creek. It's actually called the Dark Blue Line Rowlett Creek Bridge. This is our beginning of it here. As you can see down in the distance, we have the train down. We have the firemen walking to it. In a far, far distance, you can see flashing lights, and that's Garland at their Centerville location. These are emergency phones. They're located along the track line. If in case it's actual emergency or the train does stop, what they do is you open up the phone, you pick up the receiver, and you listen for instructions. And as soon as the instructions, you push it from there. As you can see right now, we have 2 firemen bringing up a stretcher and supplies. These are standpipes that we have on the bridge so many feet away from each other. And what they do is the fireman will hook up to them with a hose line, hook up to it, and spray water wherever the fire is doing. If something should happen, an emergency should happen, and the pipe is broke, the standpipe system is broke underneath, then we can shut the water off here and isolate whatever area is broke. As you can see now, the firemen are headed towards the train with looks like 2 backboards and some emergency medical equipment. Let's go ahead and just follow them down that way and see what's happening. All the standpipes on this train track have what they call locking caps. That keeps somebody from messing with them or breaking them or tearing them apart. So all they have to do, they got a special key, they unlock it, they put it down here, and then if you see here, they have their hose here. They just hook the hose up and then they can attack. It's 150 foot of hose going in either direction. In fact, I think we've already got some set up here. We'll walk up to it and see what they've got going on. As you can tell now, the captains are getting ready, or telling the crews which way to go to, and where the patients are. They're taking the supplies and everything. They're putting water into the fire hose right now.
I need somebody to tell me what I've asked them. They said
you're seeing a lot of smoke and fire right
underneath the train.
In that brush, coming this way, pushing up on that side of the train.
Thank you.
Trains available, definitely. I'll be easier for that.
Watch me just a second. I'm going on this way real quick, okay, guys? Okay. All right, Drew, come on this way. Okay. What the guys are doing now, this gentleman here evidently looks like some kind of neck injury or some kind of head injury, and they're going to put him on the backboard and get him out.
Put you on this backboard, okay? Can you move? He's not going. We're going to take his leg and go. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, come. I got his feet down here. All right. Go ahead, lay him back. Yes.
And they're going to secure him onto the backboard.
All right. Is that door shut over there?
Take his shoulders. Go back to you, Troy. Okay, hang on.
As you can see, they believe the fire is over here. If this is an actual emergency, the fire is over here. That's why the firemen are squirting water over here to simulate if there is an actual fire. They're trying to put it out.
Slide. 1, 2, 3.
What's going on, sir?
What's going on?
Seizure
Talk to us. Seizure. Let him go. Get him outside. Is he breathing?
We got
breathing. Got a pulse?
Yeah, I got a pulse. Yeah, I got a pulse.
I got
shallow breathing.
All right. Rapid transport.
Hang on. Get you jumping here. Sir! Sir! We need to get some additional manpower to help us.
You can see we've got another victim there that they're going to take care of in just a second. Now, if this had been an actual emergency, there would be more people here by now to be able to assist the victims and the fire department from both sides. As we come down the hall, come down the car here, we see we have a victim here. As you can see, they've already got one victim out. They're taking them down. We've got somebody hurt here. Looks like we've got another victim up that way is hurt. As you see, we have another victim here. Hey Jeff, what's going on?
Taking a nap.
Taking a nap? Okay. Looks like Jeff was right. Looks like Jeff was riding the train and evidently must have got thrown out of his seat when they hit the person on the train. Remember a minute ago when the call came in, they said they had a train jump the track, also with power lines down, and somebody got hit by the train. Okay. If you notice right here, this simulates an energized electrical line that controls the train. And it's laying down like it would be if it actually did fall on the train. Okay, and here's our. This is the victim that got hit by the train.
Power from command.
All right, as you can see now, there's a potential fire down there in the woodland area. On this side of the creek right now, we're on Rowlett side. If you slowly go to your left, Drew, you will see Rowlett Creek, and that's the dividing line.
Elevate. Sir, can you hear me?
What they're doing right now, they're assessing the injuries of the victim. Looks like they've already put on a seat collar. They're slowly moving around as one unit so they don't cause any other injuries to her. At this point in time, they're sliding a backboard and they're getting ready to roll her over.
They should be here by.
As you can see right now, what they're doing is they're sliding the patient out so they can easily load them up onto the stretcher.
This is his head right here.
Now they're slowly sliding her out onto the backboard, on the backboard to the stretcher.
Difficulty breathing, sir? Hanging there. Clear over there, I'm going up.
Okay, they've now called the drill off. The drill is over with. They've checked the train. Everybody's off the train, and as you see, they got the last victim off the train. And they're getting ready to break everything down. And as soon as they do that, we'll have what they call as a debriefing and tell about what areas they saw need to be taken care of and what to do in the future. Okay, what we did was we had a training exercise with the Garland Fire Department and Rowlett Fire Department and DART Emergency Response Team to simulate that a train had jumped the track, had hit somebody, had also started a fire, and had an electrical wire down. And as you see, if you walk through it, you can be able to see that when we arrived, how we had to open up the gates to get in with our key. The command was set up by Chief Martinez down here at this end, so he was able to tell what was going on, and people were telling him what he needed, equipment they needed. Truck 4 and engine 3 were manpower was up there helping, and at this point in time, what they're doing is they're going through what they call debrief, and they're actually finding out where the flaws were, what happened, what could be better next time, what do we need to bring with us, what we didn't need to bring with us, and how we could better assist the citizens and the riders of the dark blue line. These training exercises are very important. Just in case something happens, we know what we're going to do in case of an emergency. We'll go back to our office and rewrite and help us, okay, well, this looked good, we need to change this, and then that way it helps us if this actually was an emergency. We've already had practice on it. We've practiced at least once, and we know what to do in case of an emergency. Okay, hey, I want to thank everybody for being with me. I'm Brian Beckner, the Fire Marshal. Thank you for helping participate in this drill and watching us as we actually practice to help you better in case of an emergency. So y'all stay safe. Thank you.
And now let's take a trip to the public library and talk about upcoming events. That's going to be presented by Mary Lynn Saxton.
Hi, I'm Mary Lynn Saxton with the Rowlett Public Library, located at 3900 Main Street in Rowlett. Visit the library for fun and entertainment, as well as learning. Welcome to the World of Gourds on Saturday, November 3rd at 2 p.m. Meet the gourd artist, Pat Duncan, the winner of 79 awards. See beautiful creations and learn interesting facts about this fascinating hobby. The Rowlett Public Library offers computer classes for seniors and for adults. Check the library's calendar for announcements of upcoming classes. On November 8th, come out to the Rowlett Public Library for a crash course in personal online shopping. The program will cover how to purchase things online, good places to start shopping, and general safety tips for conducting business online, all in time to help with your holiday shopping. This is free for adults on November the 8th at 6:30 p.m. in the library meeting room. Sing a song along with Miss Heather at the musical program Music with Miss Heather, Saturday, November 10th at 2 p.m. Miss Heather will have you laughing and singing during her interactive performance. Fun for the whole family. Join the fun with Turkey Fest. Come and go for crafts, games, and more. The library will be open during the Main Street Holiday Parade on November 17th at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Please be aware that Main Street from Rowlett Road to the First Baptist Church will be closed to traffic at 9 o'clock a.m. The parade starts at 10 a.m. and the streets will be closed until the parade is over. So you might have to park a few streets over and walk to the library. Children have many fun events this November. Returning on the third Tuesdays of each month are the bilingual story times. Come on Tuesday, November 20th at 10:30 for books and songs in Spanish, puppets, crafts, and much more. Join us for the baby story times on Monday with 2 sessions. 10:30 for walking babies under 18 months of age and 11:30 for lap-sit babies. These are interactive and include nursery rhymes, board books, songs, bubbles, and peekaboo parachute play. Entertain your toddler at the Toddler Story Times on Wednesday at 10:30 in November. This story time for children's ages 18 months to 3 years of age includes books, stories, songs, action rhymes, finger plays, crafts, puppets, a giant parachute with bubbles, and even surprise guests. Preschool story time on Fridays in November are at 10:30 for children 3 years of age and older. This story time includes books, songs, flannel stories, puppets, rhymes, marching to music, finger plays, and a giant parachute with bubbles. There will not be a story time on the last Friday, November 23rd, because of the Thanksgiving holiday. When you're out and about, don't miss our story times at McDonald's, Highway 66 and Rowlett Road, presented on the second Tuesday of the month. Also at Lakeview Parkway between Cheesy and Dalrock, that's presented on the fourth Tuesday of the month. There are no story times on Monday, November 19th, or on Wednesday, November 21st, before Thanksgiving, or on Friday, November 23rd, after Thanksgiving. Adults have many opportunities to join library programs. No Page Unturned Readers Club on Thursday, November the 15th from 7 to 8 p.m. Join us every third Thursday of every month for lively and entertaining book discussion on whatever you are reading. Bring your own latte and we'll supply the cookies. ESL classes at the library are held in the library meeting room at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. every Monday, and at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Sign up for classes at the reference desk. There are also ESL classes at 10 o'clock in the library conference room on Saturday. There are no ESL classes on Wednesday, November 21st, before Thanksgiving, or Saturday, November 24th, after Thanksgiving. GED classes in the library conference room are on Monday and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. and at 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday and Thursday. Sign up for classes at the reference desk. On Tuesday, November 16th, the knitting group meets in the library conference room at 7 p.m. Beginners and experts are welcome. And just in time for the opening of the new DART rail line in Rowlett. Get smart with DART, Wednesday, November 28th at 7 p.m. A free program for adults and children. Bring in your family to learn about the library's new neighbor, the DART rail line. All aboard! Come join the library in welcoming Dallas area rapid transit to the community. DART will be providing information on the value of public transit to the city and on the access it will provide to cultural destinations. Learn about how to use the system and be smart on DART. Get smart about DART, transit education, education in motion. The DART education series will be set up on tables in the library for children to conduct experiments in motion and map reading, as well as other related subjects. Please remember the library will close at 6 p.m. on Wednesday, November 21st, and will be closed on Thursday, November 22nd, and Friday, November 23rd for the Thanksgiving holiday. Learn, laugh, and join the fun at your Rowlett Public Library.
With the holidays quickly approaching, the fire department has put together some winter fire safety tips to keep you safe as you get prepared to decorate your house for the holidays.
A devastating fire in this Rowlett Park home. 2 children inside were killed. Investigators now believe the December fire was caused by an electrical problem
related to a receptacle and circuit in that home.
Chief Cartwright says electrical fires are common, especially during these cold months. Home Inspector Russell Allen has been in the business for more than 4 decades and has seen his share of electrical problems.
We have a 9% drop, which is unacceptable.
Allen says the fire dangers are usually too many appliances plugged in, people using artificial heat, and a home that's not wired properly. When your home is serviced, Allen says all outlets should be checked. The fire danger is the wires are undersized.
All wiring on a 20-amp circuit breaker has to be number 12.
Allen says if you see a flicker around the outlet or if it feels warm, there's a problem.
You're supposed to have 36 inches clear in front of this electrical box.
Too much clutter around the electrical box is a red flag too, along with wires too close to the water pipes.
Or say it develops a leak or condensation forms in it, comes down into your electrical box, and that's a fire hazard.
Allen says those space heaters are a big fire danger, and Chief Cartwright agrees, but says some people who can't afford to heat their home look for other ways to do it, like turning on stoves and ovens and using kerosene heaters, which is illegal in Baltimore City. But if you use a portable heater, Chief Cartwright has this advice.
We recommend that they keep approximately 36 inches, 3 feet in circumference around that heating appliance.
Cold weather can be uncomfortable, inconvenient, and just downright dangerous. It can also present treacherous driving conditions that in some cases can be life-threatening. Bad weather during the cold winter months is a reality for a lot of us, and especially for those of us who are required to drive vehicles as a part of our jobs. Your best defense for dealing with bad weather is being prepared. A very simple breakdown of the 1, 2, 3s in being prepared for bad weather goes something like this. 1. Think ahead. Be familiar with your vehicle and make sure that your vehicle is properly maintained. Make sure that your windshield is free from cracks, snow, and ice. that your tires are not worn past the tread indicators, and that your vehicle has been serviced with the proper antifreeze mixture.
Before you start to drive off, you should prepare your vehicle by not only making sure your headlights, windshield, and hood are clean and free of any snow and ice buildup, but also by removing the snow from the roof of the vehicle, trunk lid, or rear deck. This will prevent snow from blowing off onto a following driver, causing a distraction. If it's possible, it's also a good idea to add some additional weight over the rear axle of your vehicle for better traction.
Getting all set for the holiday?
It's the holiday shopping season, and everyone is busy, including thieves.
Look who's watching over your shoulder.
Criminals will take advantage of easy targets.
People will specifically look for items left unattended, unsecured.
Here are some tips from BART Police that will help fend off Grinches who might want to steal holiday goodies. Stay alert and keep your shopping bags close by. Shop with a friend. It's more fun than going it alone. Consider using just one credit or debit card instead of carrying a stack of plastic or a roll of cash. And if you're on a shopping spree, combine all your bags from high-end stores into one sturdy, plain Jane type bag.
Between the store and home, we don't need to let everybody else know where you've been.
This is the Blue Line, final destination, downtown Rowlett Station.
Today's really the test. Today's the first day that we're actually going to test the line as we head from downtown Garland to downtown Rowlett. And we're going to see if everything works, see if it makes sense, and we're going to flip the switch and make sure the power goes through the overhead lines and make sure that as we go on the train that everything clears. So we're going to go very, very slow today, but it's still very exciting to see as we continue to expand the system. Our biggest challenge is getting our system more complete so we serve more people. But one thing that we don't think about in North Texas already, we have the longest light rail system in the United States here in North Texas. And who would have thought when we started DART in 1983, we opened that first light rail line in 1996, that would be where we are today. But it's still not totally complete, and that's what we're trying to do, is just get to all the folks, give the people the choice to get out of their cars and get on the train and the bus. It's about moving people from point A to point B, but more than that, it's about economic development. When you talk to the folks in Rowlett, they're going to talk about the transportation, but they're also going to talk about the economic development opportunities around this station, because when you look at our stations, it's an infrastructure investment that will be here for the next 50 to 100 years. So granted, it may not spring up next year. It may take a little while, and that's okay, because we're in here for the long haul. We're in here for the long term. And as Rowlett looks about transportation, they also look at it from what's going to happen. How can they take advantage of this infrastructure and create this community in their downtown areas? So we're excited about that.
How about we take a trip to the community center and let's see what's going on. Now we have a lot of activity there again.
That's great.
Hello, I'm Diane Jones, the recreation programmer for the City of Rowlett. Main Street, Rowlett, will be a very busy place during the months of November and December. On November the 9th, join us at Veterans Park as we recognize and honor our local veterans. The Rowlett High School Silver Rhythm Dancers will be performing. Please gather at Veterans Park at 4:30 p.m. to show your support and appreciation to those who have made sacrifices for our freedom. November the 17th is our holiday parade and festival. Main Street comes alive with children's activity, food, music, and photos with Santa. This is the Noon Exchange Club's 25th annual holiday parade. The fun begins at 10 a.m. The RCC is offering a basketball skills clinic on Saturday, November the 10th at 9 a.m. Kids ages 7 to 12 years old, jumpstart your game by brushing up on your defensive, ball handling, and shooting skills. The fee is $25. DART will present a program for senior citizens on November the 14th at 10 a.m. on how to ride the DART train. The presentation will take place at the Rowlett Community Center. This is a great time to ask questions and learn the procedures on how to take a trip on the train. Now don't forget to mark your calendars for December the 1st. That's the day of the Main Street Fest and the Ride the Rowlett Express. The activities begin at 3 p.m. on Main Street. See you there.
It's absolutely amazing, Linda. Every month we have a lot going on. Let's talk about some of those things. You know, our council meeting and P&Z meetings in November. Our council meeting is going to be on November 6th and 20th. Our P&Z meeting, our planning and zoning meetings, are going to be on November 13th and 27th. And all the meetings are broadcast live on RTN 16, or you can go through Rowlett streaming video at rowlett.com. You can also watch the previous meetings there as well anytime. What a nice event to be able to do. You know, I really like that.
You bet.
We also have our Veterans Day ceremony on Friday, November 9th, 2012 at 4:30. That's going to be at Veterans Park at 3900 Main Street. And upcoming as well as our Holiday Parade and Festival for 2012. That's November 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's downtown Rowlett. Our city offices will be closed for Thanksgiving on November 22nd and Friday, November 23rd. Should be a really great holiday this year as well. And DART Light Rail Countdown is less than a month away. The DART Light Rail officially opens on December 3rd, 2012, and we hope to see you there at the kickoff party on December 1st from 3 to 6 p.m. And in closing, I want to thank all who tuned in today's program to stay in touch with your government. We'd love to hear from you. Please email or call us with your suggestions or concerns. Just let us know what you think about our show's new look. And thank you to our communication staff, Drew Rist and Denise Perrin, who assisted in today's broadcast. We look forward to seeing you again next month, and we hope that you have a great Thanksgiving holiday and your friends and your family. Until next time, thanks for joining us on another edition of Rowlett on the Water on the Move.